Brazil is an amazing country for the gemologists to visit. The variety of gemstones, the number of mines, and the friendliness and openness of the people is really a treasure. During this last trip in April 2014, a highlight of the trip was a visit to this Tourmaline mine. We only had one day to visit this mine, but it was really amazing. And just the production that comes out of this mine, you can easily see it's one of the most prolific tourmaline and gemstone mines in the world. The excitement really mounted, especially as we started to descend the ladders down into the mine. We were following Beatrice, one of the mine owners. We tried to keep up with Beatrice as we were descending down into the mine and coming back up, but she was in too good of a shape for us. We navigated through a number of tunnels where the mining was going on. Some of these tunnels reached 500 meters in length, and this pegmatite would reach 32 meters in width. There were tourmaline crystals all throughout the walls of these tunnels. Then we came to areas where the mining was actually taking place. They would create the tunnels by blasting, but the mining was all done by hand tools, digging into the soft pegmatite to remove the tourmaline crystals. All of their mining was done by hand so as not to damage the tourmaline crystals, constantly using pickaxes to dig away at the pegmatite and get to the crystals of tourmaline. Or sometimes also they would find crystals of tourmaline that were embedded in quartz. Look at this miner that was digging away at this large quartz crystal that had tourmaline crystals associated with it also, using water to wash away the dirt and get better visibility of what they were digging out of the wall of this mine. Now the final extraction is going to be breaking it away from the wall with the pick and removing it by hand, making sure not to damage any of the crystals. Washing it with water here, and take a look at that long green tourmaline crystal right there in the quartz. Look at this expression on Antonio's face. He reached into a pocket and pulled out some tourmaline crystals. All the family members expressed every day was an excitement, an adventure to see what they could find. Now he's feeling very large crystals in this pocket, but also a lot of smaller crystals. So he's determining how they will go about removing these crystals, not to damage them and to get all of the production they can out of this pocket. Antonio is examining some of the material that he's pulling out of the pocket, looking in the pocket, reaching in there, feeling some of the crystals, looking at the rubellite crystals, making decisions that how to extract it, to now remove some more of the quartz with tourmaline embedded, some of the pegmatite around it with the pick hammer to get better access into this pocket. Intricate, almost surgical work with the pick hammer to get at these crystals. Look at the wall around the pocket. All these black tourmaline crystals could be rubellite or green colors behind them. See the black tourmaline crystal just to the left of this miner? That could be all rubellite or green tourmaline behind it. But this miner is focused now on developing this pocket and pulling the material out of it. He has a handful of some of the smaller material for us to take a look at, but this is just the beginning of the larger crystals that are inside this pocket. After the day's mining, we went to the processing plant, which, although simple means washing in wire screens, very effective to retrieve the production of the day. In fact, you could see large crystals bouncing around on the screen as it was being washed. Look at the size of that crystal, and look at the numerous crystals in each screen. Now they're washing off that large crystal that has black and green and rubellite colors on it. The size of these crystals were very impressive, as was the overall amount. And according to the family, this was not a highly productive day that we were there, but still numerous crystals just in this one basket being washed, stacked up on the side of the barrel of water. You hardly ever see this many crystals plucked out of one basket after washing. Now look at the handful of these crystals just from one basket being washed. You can understand how this mine produces a total of 8 tons of tourmaline crystals a year. 20% of that being rubellite color. What an amazing extraction from just one basket. Here you can see the typical coloring of the black going into the green to the rubellite, and this beautiful crystal shows you the multiple colors of black to green, almost a colorless area, and then going into the rubellite crystal. Look at the grin of Beatrice looking at this crystal. A beautiful specimen. The mine also produces blue crystals, green crystals, all colors of tourmaline coming from this mine, that the most amazing tourmaline mine I've seen.